Hi, I'm here with Howard White and Coach Pete Richardson, and we're just enjoying a moment with the legend, Coach Pete. Of course, he was here at Southern and had a super successful run, and I want to let y'all know before we even get started with the interview, the Coach Pete Richardson show was Howard's idea, and Howard came to me and said, Todd, I want to do a show with Coach, and just after a couple of conversations, it all got put together. And here we are 25 years later, still working with the Southern coaches. So, Coach, we want to say thank you, first off. And, of course, we want to jump into what we want to talk to you about. Of course, Coach Pete Richardson had a successful college career, played at the Buffalo Bills, actually on some of the same teams with O.J. Simpson. And then he got into his coaching career. His tenure at Winston-Salem State led him to become the Southern University coach. And Coach, talk about your time at Winston-Salem. What was it like coaching? What was that, the 80s or early 90s when you were there? What was it like getting to Winston-Salem and starting to get your name on the map?
Well, at Winston-Salem State, we had some outstanding football teams. Of course, we were right in the hotbed of high school football up in that area. They had some great high school players, and of course, we had a number of players on our team that made that transition and went to the professional ranks. So we were very excited about Winston-Salem State at that time, and we played against, of course, the North Carolina A&Ts and the North Carolina Centrals and them type of schools. Had a great venue there.
Coach, got to ask you, you had a player named Terrence Graves on one of those Winston-Salem teams. Talk to us about the football player, Terrence Graves.
Well, Terrence Graves, originally he was at Wake Forest. He had some issues there, and his mother called me about coming over to school, and of course he came over, and he was a good player for us, did an outstanding job. The thing that made him different than a lot of players, he had the ability to inspire people to play around him.
Okay, even back then.
Back then, he did a good job of gathering, especially defensively. Did an outstanding job for us.
Coach, you make the decision to leave Winston-Salem and come to Southern University, and you actually bring Terrence Graves with you as an assistant. Talk to us a little bit about what you saw in him to say he would be a good football coach.
Well, I knew that he's a very knowledgeable guy as far as, especially defensively, football. He did an outstanding job for us at Winston-Salem State, and I saw him mature as a young man. Of course, he had some issues starting off with. He came over and did an outstanding job for us, and I was grateful to have him.
You know, you talk about that transition. The year you came to Southern, you played against Southern in Shreveport prior. Talk about that process of interviewing after losing to Southern and then getting the job, and the rest is history, as they would say.
Well, you know, I knew about Southern University because I had a brother that worked on campus at Southern University at that time, and I would come down to the National Coaching Convention down in New Orleans, and then before I would go back to North Carolina, I would usually spend 3 or 4 days down there with him and his family. So I got a chance to meet Dr. Spikes because she lived next door to his wife's mother. So I saw her, and all of a sudden the opportunity came. I knew they had an outstanding program with some great players on the team.
Interesting. Coach, you now have not one, but 2 of your former assistants that followed you as the head coach at Southern University. What does that mean for you, for your legacy? And what does that mean for you personally to know that you have inspired young men to actually become head coaches after you?
Well, you know, you look at the scenario, and they was given an opportunity. I knew they had some qualities, and they wanted to coach. And I was just proud that Southern University gave them that opportunity because they, as far as organization, you can see what type of skills they have composing and getting a group of individuals together. Of course, he has a number of ex-players that played with him that he brought with him, so they're doing a good job for them.
Coach, you've been retired now 15, 16 years. Talk to us a little bit about what the difference is in the game today versus what it was when you retired 15, 16 years ago. What is the difference from when Coach Pete Richardson was coaching to now what a Coach Terrence Graves has to go through in just the day-to-day?
Well, I think the major difference is that individuals are transferring.
Yeah.
Our individuals are going from one year to the next, and it's hard to build a chemistry to get players, and especially on our level, you develop a player and all of a sudden you think he's going to be with you next year, he's gone.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that you have to be concerned with at the present time.
You know, Coach, one of the things that really stands out is the 5 SWAC championships in that tenure. You know, talk about setting those goals and then putting the people around to make that happen. Because I know one of the conversations we had was about 10 straight Bayou Classics, which you did achieve.
Yep, never lost to Coach Rob.
You know, just talk about the importance of that, both in life as well as on the field.
Well, I think that when you look at, I met Dr. Spikes, and I thought she gave me an opportunity to come down and be the coach at Southern University. But I played against Southern University up in Shreveport. I knew they had some outstanding athletes and they had a great following, and I was given an opportunity. And I think the thing that I was inspired about is that you know, I went from watching the Bayou Classic on television to actually the next year going down and being involved about it because I knew the crowd that they had and what type of following they have, and it was a great venture for them.
Coach, you gave the Southern University community so much to cheer for that they created the moniker, the Jaguar Nation, for the Southernites that would follow the team in the tens of thousands wherever we played. And of course, as Howard said, 5 SWAC championships, 4 Black College National Championships. No one can ever take that from you. Of course, a lot of people love and respect you, Coach. What do you have to say to the Jaguar Nation from your time on the Bluff and here in Baton Rouge? Just a little give back to them for supporting Pete Richardson.
Well, I'd like to say thank you for that support that they gave me because Southern University previously really didn't let outsiders come in and be the head football coach. And because of Dr. Spikes gave me that opportunity, and I was blessed to have the opportunity to have some outstanding assistant coaches with me. Coach Orlando, which coached the offense, did an outstanding job. And of course, I coached the defense myself, so I realized that the opportunity was there, and you could see from the Bayou Classic that it's second to none. I think it's the top level as far as on that division, and we had an opportunity to go and play in playoffs a couple times and so on.
Tied into the Pete Richardson Classic, which is, we're on the eve of it on this recording, and this year you're celebrating that 95 team. And, you know, just talk about the feeling you get when you're able to see those young men be full grown men with families and careers.
Successful in life.
Successful in life. And if you would, just share a little bit about that and definitely invite everybody to come out to the Pete Richardson Classic.
Well, I think that, you know, the players that they have, a lot of them are doing real well. You know, and I'm excited when I get a chance to see them and their families, and they're doing an outstanding job in their communities. Some of them are involved with coaches, but the majority of the time that they're good individuals involved in their communities, and they understand what it takes in order to survive.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you for your time. Do you want to give us a pick for the game this weekend, Southern versus Alabama State, or you want to stay out of that?
Well, you know, I got to go with the home team.
There you have it. All right, Coach. Well, thank you for your time. As always, go Jags. And number love for you, Coach. Thank you.
As always, Coach.